Hello, welcome back to our discussions of MySql, the where operator. This time we're going to look at the complete list of comparison operators. So last time we saw the equals to operator, and the language supports all comparison operators, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Now languages such as Java have a concept of primitive data types and object data types or classes. SQL has no such concept. So these comparison operators, where they're limited in Java to operations on primitives, they work for all data types in Java. For example, you can compare in alphabetical order a string with a less than or operator. Is the string come before an alphabetical order or after an alphabetical order with a less than or greater than operator? That's something you could not do in Java with the native comparison operators, since there's no concept of a primitive versus object in SQL. These comparison operators work with all data types: dates, times, numbers, and strings. And they work the way you'd expect them to, just from intuition. Let's take a closer look. So here, I'm going to filter on sales reps, and the office code is greater than 1, equal to 1, and office code less than equal to 3. Here, I do a comparison, same comparison before on the office code, but then I require the last name be greater than G, and we'll see the result of that. And here, notice this comparison operator with this range here. This comes a little bit unnaturally, I think, to native English speakers, or probably native speakers of any language. And that is, when we do this comparison, we'd say office code greater than or equal to 1 and office code less than or equal to 3, right? There's no, for example, and shortcut this the way you do to an English speaker and eliminate this and say something like that, right? One comparison, and you have one comparison and then the other comparison, and those are separate thoughts. This comparison, what ties them together is the and operator in between, the comparison being done independently of one another, and this requiring it's greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 3. However, SQL being SQL, it has a more natural language operator here for this very common thing to do. It's the between operator, office code between 1 and 3. Now this is logically the same as this and this, and that's one thing you should always ask for a comparison operator when you have this. Does the comparison include the endpoints? So I said this is logically equal to this comparison, so this includes the endpoints. That is, between 1 and 3, including the endpoint 1 and 3. Now, this is very convenient for this comparison, but if you want to exclude the endpoints, this doesn't have the ability to express that logic. This does, because you can do, I'll copy this. You can change the comparison expressions to this: greater than 1, but not including 1, less than or equal to 3, and including 3. So this syntax has more flexibility, but this one reads more like English and can be quite convenient. This between doesn't exist in language like Java. Let's run this and see the results. So we have 4 statements here, and we'll have 4 results down here in the tabbed expressions. So sales rep is equal, the job title has to be sales rep, and the office code between 1 and 3, as we see here. The office code is between 1 and 3, and the last name is greater than G, so that should eliminate Julie Ferrelli here, and we can see only last names greater than G are included. And then between, logically the same as this. And then finally, excluding office code 1 here on the last comparison.